I live in the American Gardens building on West 81st Street, on the 11th floor. My name is Patrick Bateman. I'm 27 years old.
I live in the American Gardens building on West 81st Street. My name is Patricia Bateman. I'm 21 years old, and my Get Ready With Me TikTok account has 2 million followers. I believe in a rigorous skincare and makeup routine. After my shower, I dry and curl my hair with my Dyson Airwrap. Then I wash my face with the Laneige Water Bank Blue Cleansing Foam, or perhaps my Drunk Elephant Bestie No. 9 Jelly Cleanser. I then apply fresh Rose Deep Hydration Facial Toner, followed by some Glow Recipe Dewdrop Serum. If I feel dry under my eyes, I use the Rare Beauty Fine Comfort Hydrating Patches before my Peter Thomas Roth Instant Firmex for eyes and my Multi-Peptide Eye Serum by The Ordinary. I use Caudalie Vinyl Perfect Brightening Serum for dark spots before Slam Dunk Moisturizer by Bubble, or maybe Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Plus Instant Glow Moisturizer. I then apply The Ordinary Retinol 0.2% Emulsion, followed by Eco-Tan's Glory Oil and Hero Force Shield Sunscreen before I start to do my makeup. I apply Huda Beauty Easy Blur Natural Airbrush Foundation with my damp beauty blender before Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and Fenty Beauty Invisimatte Instant Setting and Blotting Powder, and bronze with Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. My highlighter of choice is the DR Backstage Glow Face Palette, and I use Rare Beauty Brow Harmony Flexible Lifting Gel to define my eyebrows. I have 20 eyeshadow palettes, but I most often come back to the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight Shadow Set, which I blend into a flawless halo eye. I add Gucci Beauty Stylo Definition L'Obscur Ink Eyeliner for a striking line, and Benefit FanFest Mascara if I want to emphasize my lash extensions that day. I use Benefit Benetint Cheek and Lip Tint on my lips, followed by Lip Glowy Balm by Laneige. In the summer, I use Rare Beauty Soft Pink Luminous Powder Blush for a near sunburned look. I set my face with Milk Hydro Grip Spray and then add my signature fragrance, Viktor & Rolf's Flower Bomb. There is an idea of a Patricia Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can soften my cold gaze, and you can like my Get Ready With Me's and see a human face looking out at you, and maybe you can even aspire to my lifestyle. But I simply am not there.
I simply am not there.
Hello darlings, it's Tess, and I am a creative witchy mess. Today we're doing the most clueless Get Ready With Me known to man. I have only recently come up with anything resembling a skincare / hair care routine, and I have this unholy urge to show you. I've been hate watching so many videos about like TikTok beauty culture, obviously including Get Ready With Me's. It's just done the opposite, and I really feel like doing mine for fun, except the amount of products that I have and the amount that they cost me are perfectly reasonable. And yes, my cinephile ass just couldn't resist doing the Patrick Bateman skincare routine parody at the beginning of this video. Watch American Psycho if you haven't already, if you have a strong stomach. And read the book if you have an even stronger stomach. That will scar you for life, that book. I don't recommend it. So most of the time with Get Ready With Me's, the girls doing it have something like actually interesting to say, but nothing much interesting has been happening to me lately, you know, just trying to survive under late capitalism. So I figured I'd wander to some interesting things in the time machine and go back to high school and give you a few funny stories, because just seems like a good idea at this time. Okay, first up we have a hair mask, which I only use maybe once every 2 weeks. It is from Lush. Most of my, not most, all of my skincare products come from there because they are vegan and cruelty-free and natural and less expensive than all of the other stuff that is, you know, TikTok viral and whatever. Like, I'm just not even into that. So This is something I'm going to mispronounce, but it's Hshuan Wenhua, whatever that means, however you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I messed it up. Hair treatment. When you're searching for the god of hair, moisturizing fresh avocado and shine enhancing balsamic vinegar offer divine intervention. The first high school story that I have for you is one of the most, in my opinion, weird and funny things that's ever happened to me, which was in year 7, we did at a sleepover, my group of friends, I think everyone did this. Everyone is at the age where having your period is very much a selective thing. There are plenty of people who don't get it till later, whereas the time when you're like 16, everyone pretty much has it, if you feel me, whereas when you're 12, 13, that's very much not the case. So we all sat in the whispery sleepover circle and we all did the, okay, who has your period, who doesn't? And so we were going around and this person said yes and this person said no. And then it got to me and I said no, I didn't get it until later. And I remember they were all looking at me so shocked because it was just decided that everyone assumed that I must have had it. And the reason why that's hilarious to me is that I looked like an 8-year-old boy, guys. Like, I had short hair, that didn't help. But also, like, I was 12 years old, so none of my, you know, womanly qualities had grown in yet, literally. And normally, like, when you're about to get your period, like, you know, that sign of womanly, because plenty of people associate periods with only being women, which is of course bullshit. So I still think that was really, really funny, and maybe I should bring it up with my friends to actually ask them why they all thought that I had mine. But my only theory, kind of from memory, is that I wasn't afraid of it. My mum just being really open with me about a whole bunch of stuff as I grew. I was just open about it. Like, I just didn't care. I must have been, you know, making jokes or generally talking about it or having some kind of outward attitude. So that was very entertaining. Still probably the most specific thing that anyone has ever thought about me. Alright, next up in this get ready with me is this don't look at me fresh face mask. This is my first face mask that I've ever used. Enzymic fresh lemon and softening syrups serve up sparkling skin. Get dull skin back to its zest. Sounds fine to me. Okay, so next story while I apply this is probably one of the biggest compliments that I have ever got, and that's why I want to mention it, because it's just stuck with me for this many years. And, you know, do I think it's true? You know, possibly, I don't know, but I'll always remember it. It was from a girl called Claire, and she was always just really, really nice to me, always. She always said funny things. In 2011, a magazine that you've probably heard me mention, an online magazine, came out called Rookie Mag. It was run by Tavi Gevinson, and her and a bunch of other amazing contributors would write these incredible pieces for it. Sometimes just really, really fun stuff like DIYs and things. And then sometimes stuff that was like personal essays and sort of advice that was a lot more serious. And they also had the most amazing like art that they would put in. And this girl, Claire, after Rookie came out in 2011, she actually said to me, I mentioned it or someone else mentioned it, and she actually said to me, Tess, that's like you in a website. There was such a range of what Rookie posted. It was just an incredible publication, and it folded in 2018, but the entire archive is still online. So anyway, it was just the most incredible compliment to be given this opinion that all of this incredibly like writing that went from like serious to silly and covered so many topics and just cared about the readers so much and didn't like pander to them or anything like that, and also just all of these beautiful visuals and everything. Like, it was just amazing that Claire said this to me. Like, maybe she meant that, you know, there were different aspects for my personality that I cared about, like different aesthetics, different ways I like to express myself and whatever, that reminded her of the vastness of this publication. But in any case, I want to do a series called Please Read Rookie, literally, because I don't want it to go unnoticed just because it was, you know, 500 years ago in terms of the internet. I'll remember that compliment forever, whether or not it's like that true. Alrighty, it is time to rinse this off. I will be back in a moment. Alrighty, I am out of the shower and my hair is really awkwardly like half wet, but I never use heat to dry my hair just because like over much heat on hair that's already bleached is just really bad for it. But if I'm going to be doing makeup, then I obviously have to push it back, and I don't have one of those puffy get ready with me headbands that everyone has. So because I've got a fringe, even though my hair is short, I have to get it out of the way. So I did my cleanser while I was in the shower. It's the Lush Angels on Bare Skin cleanser, and I think this is the only type from Lush that I've ever used. Angels on Bare Skin Fresh Cleanser, natural and timeless. This gentle almond recipe may be medieval. I mean, hello, why else am I gonna like it? Which? But it'll leave delicate skin feeling good as new. I also like it because it's got lavender. But I've got my toner here, which is Lush Aroma Toner Water. So while that dries, another high school story that I have for you. When I was in year 7, I don't know if this applies for any other country, but at my school, we actually had 3 formals for years 10, 11, 12. It was normal for us, but I realize now that that's probably excessive and weird. But anyway, but even though they were in later high school, you started talking about what you might want to wear to them literally in year 7. So one day during this conversation of my friends saying, you know, oh, what about this? What about that? I was trying to think of, you know, what's a cool thing that I could wear? And the idea, I just found out who Marlene Dietrich was. I'll put her, a picture of her here. But basically, she was the bisexual anti-fascist of Germany. She got famous in the Weimar years, and she, for her performances in real life on stage as well as in movies, she would wear like a men's tux, white tie with a top hat. Like, she was a legend. And I just thought it would be really cool to wear a tux, like, just because. And I mentioned that to my friends, but there was one girl in our group that wasn't really a friend. She wasn't that nice to me and not nice to a couple of other people. I think it was this girl that would have reported it to everyone else as some kind of insult. You know, like, can you believe that she's gonna wear a tux? Like, instead of my other friends who would have been like, oh yeah, Tess might wear a tux, you know. So I'm pretty sure, for the sake of humiliating me, it was this friend who probably did it for social points with other people. But basically, everyone thought it was the most fascinating thing on planet Earth that I was going to wear a tux to formal, which I did. In year 11, formal is the costume formal, so I put on my tux and my top hat and I was Marlene Dietrich. So my dream came true, I fulfilled it. And I think everyone was a bit more mature then, and also maybe because I was going as somebody specific. But very much when we were still in year 7, people would come up to me like, out of nowhere, and they would be like, are you really gonna wear a tux to formal? And my answer was always like, yeah, maybe. And just, why do you care? Like, what's the deal? Like, what kind of sad little life do you lead if some random idiot in your school year is gonna wear a tux to a formal that is like 3 years away? Like, what is that? Like, I just remember thinking that was crazy. The moisturizer that I just applied is Enzymian. Papaya, avocado, and fresh lemon serve up matte, glowy skin just like in the movies. Cool. Okay, so you're about to now find out how little I know about like doing makeup. I heard like ages ago, like literally more than 10 years ago, that you actually do your eyes first. So that way, if you make a mistake, it's not going onto, you know, your flawless foundation that you then have to fix. So to this day, I do my eyes first, so that's what I'm going to be doing now. First of all, I'm going to be applying NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Concealer. Put it on my eyes as a basis for eyeshadow. Next high school story. Yet another one that involves me being complimented and therefore me completely not believing that that any of it is true. But I guess, you know, part of the reason I'm telling high school stories in this video is because chances are future me is going to forget them, and so I want to make records of them now while I still remember, because, you know, that way some positive memories, whether I believe they were correct or not, will be represented. Facebook was just a thing when I was in early high school. Like, yes, that's how long ago that was. And so everyone was obsessed with it and actually used it every single day. Like, it was actually still fun because it was so new. When I got home from school, if I was bored, I would entertain myself by going on Facebook and choosing some kind of thing to say. Like, I just kind of felt like it. It was as though it was like a comedian's stream of consciousness or something, except to me, none of it was all that funny, except for some reason, as we went along, person after person in my year, I think as we, you know, matured a tiny bit, like the mean ones matured, and then meanwhile the ones who were nice the whole time just kept being nice. I feel like I just had so many people coming up to me and being like, Tess, your Facebook statuses are so funny. Like, oh my God. So that was like, again, like, how does that happen? Like, I just thought that was really funny at the time, and I still do. What were they? Like, I don't know if I could ever be bothered to go all the way back in my Facebook to see what I was actually saying. Like, for this video, I'll try and find 1 or 2 comments to give you an example. It was just kind of a mix of like quoting movies and TV, or songs, or books, making sort of just weird jokes that people I think now associate with just like having ADHD, and sort of having no filter and saying things that other people think are funny when in reality it's just normal to you to think that. Like, maybe that was another one. Or it was just me saying really weird things trying to be funny because my family had a weird sense of humor that I had inherited, I think would be the easiest way to say that. So everyone decided that that was very entertaining. And now we blend, I believe, don't we? Yes. And then what this led into is another experience that, again, like, I just completely call bullshit on, because everyone was just being so nice about it. And like, again, like, I'm not saying it because it's like, oh yes, this happened and I want you all to agree with these people. But anyway, so we're studying Pride and Prejudice, and even though all of us are definitely old enough to read and don't need a teacher guiding us, I guess to make sure the important bits were done, we would read some bits in class. And so obviously there would be a person for the narration and there would be people playing the different characters. Whenever we needed a reader for Lizzie for a conversation, everyone would just turn to me and just go, Tess, that's you, like, you're Lizzie, just do it. And at the time I was kind of like, okay, like I realize now that that's a huge compliment because so many women love Lizzie and see themselves in her. But I realize now the reason why I said about my Facebook statuses before is that one of the things that I guess was in them that people liked was, again, that I had no filter, that I just kind of said what was on my mind, even if it was very much making fun of people, like especially, you know, idiot boys who didn't treat my friends the way they deserved to be treated. That's a whole other story. But everyone was just obsessed with the fact that, oh yeah, you should be Lizzie. And then there was another girl called Laura who was always cast as Mr. Collins because she had this slimy voice that she could put on, so that was funny. But for some reason, I was Lizzie in everyone's opinion. A really lovely thing to have, but I feel like it's kind of because, like, Lizzie's kind of a dick a little bit in the beginning of the novel sometimes, especially when in the 2005 video, at some point, she calls, oh, men are humorless poppycocks in my limited experience. And it's like, bro, you have limited experience, but you're saying something that judges all of them. And then Jane says right after, Lizzie, someday you'll find someone who catches your eye and then you'll have to watch your tongue. So maybe that was me. I get that. But like, yeah, me having no filter in real life / Facebook possibly ended up me being associated as Lizzie Bennett, who also has no filter, a little bit snarky girl by everyone else. So that was nice, I guess. Okay, so I put my shadow on the other eye just quickly because it was just doing the same thing over again. And one thing that my NYX palette does lack is kind of a goldy kind of nice glowy shade that I can blend in. This is actually a cream highlighter that came in my Revolution Beauty / House of the Dragon collab, the one in the tin egg. So what I've actually done with this, and because it's a cream, I don't use my powder brushes to do it because I think that would ruin them. So am I even going to be able to do this while I'm talking? Let's find out. I have to do it with my pinky finger like an absolute friggin' primate. Using a product in two different ways, I guess, is kind of under consumption core / on the nose for me because I like DIYing and using things in weird ways. So I guess this is good. Okay, other eye now. Okay, eyeliner and mascara now. Definitely doing that off camera because I need to concentrate and I will not be talking. Okay, eye makeup is done. It looks 5 million times better than my eye looks have looked in the past. This is like kind of out a little bit far, but I don't really care. And I haven't applied anything to my brows because they're heavy and dark enough by themselves. Okay, now we are doing the foundation and concealer that apparently you're supposed to do first, but I do it after because I just do. So for this step, the high school story I have for you is just a very short one. It's the fact that at some point, somebody said to me, and I can't remember if there was something that I specifically said that brought this on, but she literally just said to me, Tess, you're gonna be a crazy cat lady except with axolotls. And honestly, like, that's just one of the greatest compliments anyone has ever given to me. This is just a damp Manicare beauty blender that I got recently because I lost my other one. Yes, it is purple. I very much like that. So anyway, that was great. I enjoyed that comment very much. Okay, foundation. NYX Bear With Me Blur in the shade 02 Fair. I always put some out onto the back of my hand, and then get the drops up from it like that, and then go to blend them in. That's pretty much my routine. And again, I have no idea if this is how you're supposed to do it, but it's just how I do. I always use the little bit that's left on the back of my hand. I go like this, so that way there's some on my neck that I can blend into and it doesn't have the dreaded line between your jaw and your neck. Okay, well, this is really boring, so I'm just gonna finish this off camera, excuse me. Okay, I think we've got the foundation on. So last step for me anyway is highlighter. I'm literally just guessing of where to put this highlighter, by the way. I don't have like a cream brush to do the cream highlighter, so I have to really awkwardly do it with my hands and then check afterwards. Well, the high school story I have for you for this particular step while I'm doing this, a girl that was in the year below me, we were discussing our memories of school one day on Tumblr messaging, actually, lol, yes, I am that old. And then kind of out of relatively nowhere, she actually, I promise you this is the case, she actually said to me, I got the impression that people were too scared to fuck with you. As in me, too scared to fuck with me. What? Like, to this day, I don't know what she's talking about. Like, I wasn't going around telling people to fuck off. Why? Because I would have been getting in trouble all the time if I was. So it can't be that, but like, is it the resting bitch face that I'm pretty sure I had? Is it just saying things to people that to me aren't that scary, but you know, saying things to people where they ask me about some stupid rumor and it's none of their business, so I would say that's none of your business. Like, since when is that scary? Like, that's the only guess I have for me being, you know, maybe scary in some way. I have no idea if I'm still scary in some way, but apparently I was in high school to some people, and that's gonna baffle me forever. Alrighty, now we have lips. In my Besame video that you may or may not have seen by the time this is posted, I managed to completely ruin this lipstick in every way. Like, I just squished it. So instead of just using it normally, I now have to use a lip brush to get it onto my lips. But basically, it's supposed to be this like really cool 1950s shade. Like, look how cute the tube is. Like, honestly, hello, so cute. But basically it goes on blue and then reacts to the pH level of your lips and creates like a really natural flattering pink. And it does that, it does its job, it's just me who ruined it. So anyway, here are the lips without it. And here you see it's turning pink. So last up we have setting spray and perfume, and just a story or two that I think, just one story rather, that I think is one of my most favorite high school memories slash now memories, which is the fact that two girls who made fun of me with specifically homophobic language because it was decided that because I had short hair, I must be a lesbian. Literally, that was nothing. I wasn't in any way out to people. Like, I hadn't told anybody that I sort of thought I was bi at the time. Literally, the only thing about me that looked gay, so to speak, was my short hair. And so there was just these immediate rumors that I was a lesbian, and another one that I was a boy, if you can believe that. I went to an all-girls school and everyone thought that just because I had short hair, I must be a boy. It was hilarious. So the two rumors were that I was a lesbian and that I was a boy. And so when someone came up and informed me of this, and she was doing it nicely, she was like, "Oh Tess, there are some horrible rumors I want to tell you." And she said, one is that you're a lesbian and the other is that you're a boy. And I said, if I'm a boy, how can I be a lesbian? And just walked away. Like, what else do you say to that? But anyway, two of the girls who made fun of me in a specifically homophobic way are now queer. Like, I'm pretty sure at least one of them is married. They use they, them pronouns. They are like proudly like that, and obviously I love that for them. And then the other one, who was specifically even more homophobic, is a lesbian as well. So I don't know if they remember their own behavior well enough to know that I'm talking about them if they ever saw this video, but in any case, whoa, I love karma. I just love karma, you guys, in this situation. NYX Dewy Finish Fini Sateen Makeup Setting Spray. And now my signature scent is one I bought last year because I had no perfume. This is Karma by Lush. Again, like affordable perfumes, natural ingredients, vegan, all of that stuff. You know, all of the other designer ones are just like friggin' not cruelty free, and just this is nice to me. So this is my scent, and now I just have to get this band out and actually make my hair look decent because it is pretty much dry now. And I always struggle with, do I want to have the fringe out or in? Because when I'm like, sometimes it's a bit, if I brush it out straight, it's a bit long. So I sort of do whatever it wants to do. Like, literally, that's how I style my hair. I don't know how to curl. I don't know how to like even blow dry properly, really. I just brush it, get the knots out, and do this. Pretty much. So here is the final product of the world's most clueless get ready with me, in which I made fun of American Psycho and made fun of my high school self. So if those things are satisfying to you, then I hope you enjoyed this video. Here, I think I did the eye makeup quite well, so I'll just get rid of the fringe so I can show you that. Am I in focus? Yes. There we go. Considering I never have like used makeup tutorials or done anything like that, I've just kind of gone with what I vaguely have seen. If you want to see more of me yapping, more of my mischief, or even more of my makeup, which I very much doubt because I'm not like a good makeup person, I just try and do it well for videos or for whatever. But if you inexplicably want to see another makeup look from me, then I guess tell me. But I do witchy videos, I do creative videos, as well as chaotic vlogs and other kinds of stuff. So if that sounds good to you, then please feel free to subscribe. Give this video a like because it really helps my channel. Follow my platforms down below. I have an Instagram for my visual art at Tess Connellan Arts. I have a Substack where you can subscribe for free to see the archive and to subscribe to my newsletter, which is somewhat sporadic, but I hope to make it more common. I also have an official website, and yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being nice about my makeup if that's what you choose to do. And remember, I love you. Keep going.